Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. On today's episode, we got to talk about it. The matchup against the Boston Celtics tonight. Can DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine continue their great play against the number one seed Boston Celtics tonight? We're going to talk about it, but y'all already know. Y'all got to hear this music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another episode of Shy Boys Podcast for me and my co-host C-Dub. And if you like what you're listening to today, ensure that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well, so every time we drop, you be the first ones to know. A little under the weather, but we gonna keep chugging along today, y'all. Now, tonight, the Chicago Bulls face off against the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics. So far this year, the Chicago Bulls are 2-1 against the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, they're coming off 2 straight wins up in Texas against the Mavs and then the Spurs. So they doing what they do, while the Chicago Bulls are on a 3-game winning streak against the Nets, the Sixers, and the Utah Jazz. And man, was the Jazz game? It's been a fun 3 games. So the question is, can the Chicago Bulls increase the win streak to 4? I really hope so. I really do hope so. I believe that both teams match up pretty well. When you consider Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you can look at DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine. When you look at Marcus Smart, you can look at Ayo Dosunmu. Or even if you go Malcolm Brogdon, you can go to the bench with Goran Dragic. If you're going to the big man, you got Vooch and Robert Williams. If you keep going, you got Drummond. He can match up with Al Horford. So I believe that the matchup is pretty damn close. Hence why it's a 2-1 record. Yes, the Bulls, they have the 1-game lead over them so far in the season. But the Chicago Bulls better not think that they can just walk in here and think that it's a gimme. You know what I'm saying? And so far, in the last 11 games, the Chicago Bulls have been on point. They're 8-3 in their last 11 games. Should have been, 10-1 if it wasn't for 2 horrible-ass games against the Cavs. We know what that really led to, but, hey, it is what it is. The record says what it says. You got to execute in close games. I'm not going to make no excuses for it. It's done. That's history. We just got to keep pushing along. You know what I'm saying? But that last game against the Utah Jazz, man, was something to see, bro. It was something to see, as DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine became just the 3rd duo to score 35 or more points in the same game over the last 25 years in Chicago Bulls history. Golly. Golly. Both of those guys notched over 30 points. And it wasn't, to me, I believe it all came within the Florida offense. The way it looked to me. The way it looked to me is like these guys played very damn well. And they did everything within the Florida offense. You had big buckets come from, Patrick Williams. You had Ayo Dosunmu contributing, and you had the constant play, the constant force so far for the season for the Chicago Bulls and Nikola Vucevic. In the 76ers game, gave you a triple-double, and then came out again in the Utah Jazz and gave you a double-double. The man has been playing stellar basketball. And no matter how much smoke we give him for not being able to move his feet, the man has been consistent. And honestly, he hasn't been that terrible on defense this year. If we keeping it a buck, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So shout out to the Bulls. The Bulls are 8-1 against the Celtics, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Heat this season. You know what I'm saying? We mentioned before that they're 2-1 against the Celtics. And the last time we faced the Celtics, they was on a 9-game winning streak. And the Bulls, they broke their streak up. They call the Chicago Bulls the streak killers. So what the Chicago Bulls can go into is just, hey, we want to build our streak and we ain't going to let y'all kill our streak. So we just got to go ahead and be ready. And, man, I got to talk about the players who I believe will be key in tonight's matchup. First player is going to be Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine has been on a tear these last few games. In the last 2 games, the man is 17 for 25. That's 68% from the 3-point line. And, man, has he been lighting it up. Man, had he been lighting it up. And after those games, the man is coming in and saying that he's feeling like his old self. He's feeling like him now. So that's pretty damn good. Hence, towards the end of the last season, my man's was hobbled. He talked about it, and everybody talked about it. The man couldn't move certain ways towards the end of the season last year, and everybody knew that, you know what I'm saying? He knew that, and everybody else knew that. So it's good to see that Zach Lavine is feeling good. So let's hope that he can go ahead and continue and play in good health. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. And then I think the next player is going to be DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan frustrates the hell out of us, but we also love him. So we have a love and hate relationship with DeMar DeRozan. We don't like when DeMar DeRozan gets the ball, slows down the pace, and then just dribble the entire time and either takes the shot or waits till it's 4 or 5 seconds left and pass it out to somebody else and expect them to make a play. But we do love the DeMar DeRozan that we seen last game for the most part. The DeMar DeRozan that comes down and get everything within the Florida offense. That's the DeMar DeRozan we like. Yes, he put in 30, but that was contributing to ball movement, who was able to eventually the ball ended up back in his hands, and he was able to execute on plays like that, especially when the Bulls needed it when they fell down to the Utah Jazz early in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think if DeMar and Zach Lavine could continue to play like they did in the last 3 games, I believe that these guys can go ahead and push the win streak to 4. The next important player for tonight's game will be Nikola Vucevic. I believe Nikola Vucevic is going to come in here with a challenge. He's going up against a young Robert Williams with, you know what I'm saying? Yes, he has some injuries to his legs, but he still can jump out the gym and still block the hell out of shots. You know what I'm saying? So I believe Vooch needs to set the tone, and we all know the Chicago Bulls are better when they play through Nikola Vucevic. So we got to see what the hell is going to go on tonight. So that'll be that, and then my X factor for the game will be Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu, I believe in the Sixers game, was just on a tear with fast break points. And they was all by himself, though. Most of them were by himself. You know what I'm saying? Getting in passing lanes, wreaking havoc on those passes, getting out with the quick flushes. And I believe Ayo Dosunmu, one of his best suits is to get out in transition. I believe he's the X factor for tonight's game, especially if Marcus Smart is not available, because then the Boston Celtics would look to Brogdon, who in the last game had 23 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 7 assists, and a team high plus 10 if you look at that plus minus. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was pretty damn good. And then in that last win, the Chicago Bulls had 10 steals. I believe the Boston Celtics only had 3. So if the Bulls can get in there, get some easy shots, the Bulls will obviously you give yourself a better chance. And then another key to the game will be to look at the offensive rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Limit those, because there are some games all throughout the season where the Chicago Bulls, they'll come in, they'll allow a team to have 15 offensive rebounds quick. But in the last few games, these guys have kept it close. The rebounding battle, they have kept it close. That shows that they're, giving more effort and they're trying to compete more. So that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And in the last matchup against the Boston Celtics, we won the offensive rebounding 8-5 and the total rebounding 51-38. So I believe those would be the 2 keys, because once you get offensive rebounds, that's giving you second chance points. So I think that the Bulls should go ahead and control that to the best of their abilities, and then we'll be able to pull out another win and then go up and then notch up that win streak to 4 as we continue on during this season. Because the Chicago Bulls right now, they're 19-21, 2.5 games back from the 8th spot. And hey, we got to keep chugging along. We got Miami right ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? We pulling them closer to us. And then we still got the New York Knicks and the Pacers right there, so we can get out of this play-in situation. Because right now, the 9th seed, it ain't the Bulls need to turn this thing around so we can go ahead and not have to worry about if we got to win one game to get in. We need to secure the spot and make sure that we're in. You know what I'm saying? So the Bulls, they have been playing well in the last 11 games, but we need to continue this stellar play. So y'all go ahead and let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. Just let me know. Do you think the Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine will be able to continue that stellar play? I will say yes. I believe that it continues. I believe that Zach Lavine is on a tear. I believe that Zach Lavine has looked at those all-star voting and seen that his name is not even in the top 10, and he's going to try to play himself into it. So, hey, maybe that'd be another topic for another day. So y'all just go ahead and let me know. Hit that up in the comment box about how y'all feeling about everything. Make your prediction. I'm going to say the Chicago Bulls come out with another victory tonight and they extend that win streak to 4. It's going to be a close one, hard-fought battle, but I believe that the Chicago Bulls will eventually prevail. The Chicago Bulls will win tonight. Drop y'all predictions in the and of course, we got to get a special shout out to our people at USI, United Standard Industries. These guys are looking for some warehouse positions in the Chicagoland area. They're looking for CNC milling, late operations, and setup. Hey, they got competitive pay, 401k sharing, and they take care of their people. I know some people up in there. C-Dub knows some people up in there. So if y'all looking for a job, go ahead and send y'all resume at dome@unitedstandard.com. Let them know that Bobby and C-Dub sent you. You ain't gonna be at fault if you say Bobby and C-Dub sent you. Just be professional. They know who we are, and we told them what we was gonna tell y'all to say. So send y'all thing up in there. And of course, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to leave us a voicemail, hit us up on that number, 773-242-9219. This is another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Cognac. Gang.